At this particular moment in history, and perhaps in any moment in history, despair is not an option. To say, well, I supported Bernie, he didn't win, I'm going into Bitcoin. Sorry, not good enough. All right.
That's going to be your most controversial statement of this whole interview.
All right. There is a reality out there. And the reality is that Donald Trump is not only an authoritarian person, he is a xenophobe. He tries to divide us up by the color of our skin or where we were born. You're familiar with the Muslim ban, to say the least, and so forth and so on. So I think, not to mention a dozen other issues. So I think if you are a human being who wants to live in a sane and decent society, who is concerned about your kids, you know what? Sorry, you don't have a right to check out. That's a privilege you don't have. You're going to have to do what people historically have done. You know, I just came from a meeting an hour ago with trade unionists. There was a time in this city where union people, I'm talking 100 years ago, were beaten up because they wanted to join a union. They were denied food. They were thrown out when they went out on strike. And they stood up and they fought so that people can earn a decent standard of living. You know, women didn't have the right to vote. They didn't have property rights. They stood up and they fought back. So then now we have today a woman who rests on the shoulders of those women who struggled for 100 years. You have a civil rights movement. Dr. Martin Luther King was here in the city, you know, fighting for justice. Got shot trying to organize work with workers. So people say, oh my goodness, my candidate didn't win, I'm dropping out, even though the candidate was made. Sorry, I lost, I was there, I'm not dropping out. You got to look at the world as it is and do the best you can. And people can disagree, Hassan, what is the best? How do we go forward? But dropping out is certainly not one of the options.